In this video, we're going to learn how to solve these physics repeated questions under properties of wave. Alright, so we have 31 questions of practice with for this subtopic, properties of wave. So let's get started. The first one I have here says, what type of wave is emitted by a loudspeaker? We have option A, radio, option B, transverse, option C, longitudinal, option D, gamma. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option C, which is longitudinal wave. Alright, so that's it for this question, longitudinal wave. Let's go to the next question, which is this one. It says vibration in a stretched spring cannot be polarized because they are option A, stationary waves, transverse waves, mechanical waves, longitudinal waves. The correct option in this question is option D, which is longitudinal waves. Alright, so that's it for this question. Let's go to the next one, which is this question. It says, what is the distance between a node and antinode for a transverse wave? Option A, twice the wavelength. Option B, 1/4 of the wavelength. Option C, 3/4 of the wavelength. Option D, the wavelength. Alright, so the correct option in this question is option B, which is 1/4 of the wavelength. That's it for this question. Let's go to the next repeated question, which is this one. It says, which of the following gives rise to stationary wave? We have two plane progressive waves traveling in opposite directions, two plane progressive waves traveling in the same direction, waves of the same amplitude and frequency, waves which interfere. Alright, so the correct response to this question, the A here is correct. Two plane progressive waves traveling in opposite directions. That one is correct. Two plane progressive waves traveling in the same direction is not correct. Alright, they travel in opposite direction. Alright, so I is correct. I is also correct, and IV is correct. So the correct option here is option A, which is I, and IV. Alright, so that's it for this question. Let's go to the next one. It says, which of the conditions above are necessary to produce interference fringes? We have I, coherence, II, same frequency, same wavelength, same intensity. So guys, the correct option to this question is option C, which is I, and III. Same intensity is not included. Alright, so let's go to the next one, which is this question. It says, which of the following is the exclusive property of a transverse wave? So the correct option to this question is option C, which is polarization. Let's go to the next one, which is this question. It says, the color seen in the thin films of oil on the road and in soap bubbles are due to. So the correct answer to this question is option B, which is interference. Alright, so let's go to the next question, which is this one. It says, when light waves encounter a surface and bounce back in various directions, what is the phenomenon called? Alright, so the correct answer to this question is option D, which is reflection. Alright, so reflection is what the phenomenon is called. When light waves encounter a surface and bounce back in various directions, the phenomenon is known as reflection. Alright, so let's go to the next question, which is this one. It says, transverse waves can be distinguished from longitudinal waves using the characteristics of. The correct option here is option D, which is polarization. Alright, so let's go to the next one, which is this question. It says, the property of the wave shown in the diagram below is. So the correct option here is option A, which is diffraction. Alright, diffraction involves the wave hitting a barrier and spreading out. Alright, so that's it for this question. The next one will be this question. It says, a transverse wave and a longitudinal wave traveling in the same direction in a median differ essentially in their. So the correct option to this question is option D, direction of vibration of the particles of the medium. It's not amplitude, it's not frequency, is not period of vibration of the particles of the medium. So the correct one is option D. Alright, so let's go to the next repeated question, which is this one. It says light waves are option A longitudinal, both longitudinal, and transverse waves. Transverse wave neither longitudinal nor transverse waves. So the correct option is option C, transverse waves. Light waves are transverse waves, they are not longitudinal waves. Alright, so the next question is this one. It says which of the following is exclusive property of a transverse wave? The correct option is polarization. I think I've answered this question before. Let's go to the next one, which is this question. Alright, so this question says the phenomena of light bending around an obstacle is what? So the correct option here is option B, which is diffraction. Okay, so let's go to the next question, which is this one. It says the phase difference between waves P and Q in the diagram above is, we have pi, 2 pi, pi over 2, pi over 4. Now guys, take note of this particular question. The correct option here is option C, which is pi over 2 is the phase difference between the waves P and Q in the diagram above. Alright, so let's go to the next repeated question, which is this one. Okay, so before we attempt this one, if you are new to our channel, ensure that you are subscribed to this channel now for more of our videos. We really appreciate this, guys. Alright, so having done that, let's look at the question. It says from the statements above, the conditions for two waves to interfere are, so we have I to be, they should be identical, yes. They should originate from the same source, yes, it's correct. They should be coherent, yes, it's correct. They should be monochromatic, no, it's not correct. So the correct option to this question based on our interpretation is option B, which is I, and I. Alright, so that's it for this question. Let's go to the next one, which is this question. It says the wave property which can be used to differentiate between a sound wave and a light wave is option D, which is polarization. Alright, so sound wave cannot be polarized, so the correct option here is option D. Let's go to the next one, which is this question. It says ripples on water and light waves are similar because the both can be refracted and diffracted. That's the correct option. Alright, option A, ripples on water and light waves are similar because the both can be refracted and diffracted. So let's go to the next repeated question, which is this one. It says which of the above are used for characterizing waves? We have I, wavelength, medium of propagation, wave velocity, frequency, energy. So the correct option here, wavelength is included, wave velocity is included, frequency is included. So we have I, and IV. The correct one is option A, I, and IV. So that's it for this question. Let's go to the next one, which is this question. It says the wave property which can be used to confirm water to be a transverse wave is, so I think we have answered this question before. The correct option here is option B. So the next repeated question will be this one. It says which of the following waves cannot be polarized? So it's obvious, sound wave, option A. So let's go to the next one, which is this one. It says which of the following is not a transverse wave? The correct option is option C, which is sound waves. Alright, so sound waves are not transverse waves. So let's go to the next one, which is this one. It says which of these waves can be polarized? Well, we have wave generated from a vibrating spring, option A. Option B, wave, water wave at the surface. Option C, water wave at a depth. Option D, sound wave. So it says which of these waves can be polarized? So the correct option to this question is option B, which is water wave at the surface. Okay, so let's go to the next repeated question, which is this one. It says which of the following is both transverse and mechanical? So guys, the correct option to this question is option C, water waves. So water waves are both transverse and mechanical. Alright, so let's go to the next one, which is this question. It says the wave phenomenon demonstrated in the diagram above is what? We have answered this question before. The correct option is option D, diffraction. Let's go to the next one, which is this question. It says the diagram above shows two waveforms P and Q at a particular instant in time. The two waves will interface, option D, distortively to produce a wave of larger amplitude. Correct. That's the right answer to this question. Alright. So that's it for this particular question. Take notes of this question. These ones that are having diagram, take notes of them. Alright. So the correct option in this question is option A. Let's go to the next video question, which is this one. It says, which of the following characteristics of wave is used in the measurement of the depth of the sea? So we have interference, we have refraction, we have diffraction, we have reflection. So the correct answer to this question is option D, which is reflection. Alright, so let's go to the next video question, which is this one. It says, which of the above are transverse? We have water wave at the surface, we have water wave at a particular depth, we have wave generated from a vibrating spring, we have radio waves. So the correct option in this question is I is correct, II is not correct, III is correct, IV is correct. So we have the correct option to be option C, III, and IV. Alright, so that's it for this question. Let's go to the next one, which is this question. It says, which of the following waves cannot be polarized? I've answered this question before. The correct option here is option B, which is sound wave. Next one is this question. It says, transverse and longitudinal waves traveling in the same direction in a median differ essentially in their. I've also answered this question before. The correct option is option C, direction of vibration of the particles of the medium. Alright, so lastly, before I call it a class, this question, it says the unit circle per second is the same as. The correct option is Hertz. Hertz is the unit of frequency. Alright, so that's it for this video. Hope you learned something interesting from the video. We attempted that one repeated question on some of the properties of wave. Let's click the video, guys. If you are new to our channel once more, ensure that you are subscribed to this channel for more of our videos. Also like, share, and comment on this video. Let me know how you feel for what I learned from this video. If you seem to have any specific question to ask regarding what I've talked about in this video, feel free to leave your question in the comment section below, and I'll ensure to give you a response. Also ensure that you're part of our channel membership by hitting on the join button to become part of the community. In our channel membership, we share special information that helps to simplify academic work or problem for members of the channel. So join us now, you'll be glad you did. Alright, so click on the screen above and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.